In a stunning turn of events, a federal judge in Tennessee has ordered retrials for 3 ex-Memphis police officers previously convicted in connection with the brutal beating death of Tyre Nichols. This decision comes amidst growing public scrutiny and debate over police conduct and accountability. But here's where it gets controversial. The officers, Tydarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith, were initially found guilty of felony counts following the fatal assault on Nichols, a 29-year-old man, after a routine traffic stop in 2023. Shocking surveillance footage captured the harrowing scene as Nichols was punched, kicked, and bludgeoned with a baton by the officers. However, just months later, in May, they were acquitted of state charges, adding another layer of complexity to the case. U.S. Chief District Judge Cheryl Littman's recent ruling does not question the impartiality of the federal judge presiding over the 2024 case, despite the officers' legal team's assertions. Instead, the retrial was deemed necessary due to an explosive comment allegedly made by U.S. District Judge Mark Norris post-trial. Norris reportedly stated that the Memphis Police Department was rife with gang members at every level, a remark he supposedly made after his law clerk was tragically shot during a carjacking 5 days after the officer's conviction. This revelation has sparked intense debate about judicial integrity and its impact on fair trials. An assistant U.S. attorney recalled Norris expressing deep distrust in the Memphis Police Department, claiming it was infested with gang members. This sentiment led Norris to recuse himself from the case on June 13, before the scheduled sentencing of Bean, Haley, and Smith. Their sentences have remained pending since then. Judge Littman referenced previous legal precedents, emphasizing that due process requires not just the absence of bias, but also the avoidance of any perception of bias. In her view, the risk of bias here is too high to be constitutionally acceptable, warranting the officer's right to new trials. Justin Smith's attorney, Martin Zumick, applauded the decision, stating, "Judge Littman made the right call." He recounted how defense lawyers became aware of Norris's inflammatory remarks just 3 days before the scheduled sentencing, prompting their immediate request for a retrial. Attorneys for Bean and Haley have yet to comment publicly. The assault on Nichols unfolded on January 7, 2023, after a traffic stop. When he attempted to flee on foot, officers caught up with him and subjected him to further violence, as seen in disturbing video footage. Nichols succumbed to his injuries 3 days later. The video, released weeks afterward, depicted a chaotic and aggressive confrontation, with inconsistent demands from the police, including punches thrown while Nichols was restrained. Haley was convicted of 2 counts of civil rights violations causing bodily harm and 2 counts of witness tampering. Smith and Bean were found guilty of 1 count each of witness tampering, but acquitted of 3 other charges. According to Zumick, since Smith and Bean were cleared of the more severe civil rights violations, they cannot face retrial on those charges. In total, 5 former officers faced federal charges related to Nichols's death. Ex-police officers Emmett Martin and Desmond Mills have already pleaded guilty to their roles in the incident. However, their sentences are still pending. This case has ignited a national conversation about justice, policing, and the role of the judiciary in ensuring fairness. And this is the part most people miss: the intricate balance between law enforcement and judicial oversight, which is crucial for maintaining public trust and confidence in our legal system.